Yo, what's up, everybody? How's it going today? So it's been a while since you've seen me on YouTube giving you a market update with what's going on. So today I'm going to catch you up with everything that's been going on so you know step by step where we are in the process of this market cycle right now and what we can probably expect later this quarter and especially next year leading up to the halving. So welcome back, everybody. It's been a while. Very happy that you're still here with me. I know I haven't posted that much, but you got to make sure you're following me on Twitter. That's where most of the action is. So today, guys, is me, 39 years old. It's been 9 years now since I've been in the crypto market, and I'm 39 years old today. That's kind of weird to say. Looking good, feeling good, looking fresh, looking young, feeling like I've got lots of energy still, got lots of energy to go through this next bull market. And I hope that you guys all stay with me and you all stay consistent and build up this energy and momentum leading up to the next bull market. So I was 30 years old when I first started in the crypto game. I was an alcoholic, I was a drug addict, I was a failed engineer, didn't even work in the field for that long just because I couldn't really handle the pressure and everything else was just too crazy in my life. Living in my parents' basement, that's crazy. Scraping up $10 just so I can buy $10 of a gram of marijuana. Asking my parents for change. That's crazy when I think about it. Fast forward 9 years, paid off their mortgage, retired my parents. If I didn't do that, they would be working till they were 65 to 75 years old. That's crazy just to pay off their mortgage. My dad would still be working today, and he's 73 years old today. That is unbelievable. Fast forward a few years, 9 years later, made a few millions of dollars, turning $2,000 of Ethereum. So I had 200 Ethereum that I bought, 200 Ethereum that I mined. So I had 400 Ethereum total. I turned that 400 Ethereum in July of 2017 to $140,000. Thank God I didn't do anything stupid with it, like go party or buy a car or move to a nice place. You know what I did that year in 2017? I had the foresight to understand that the market was doing something crazy. It was my first bull market. I didn't understand too much, but I knew that it was doing something wild that year. So I reinvested it back in coins like EOS, IOTA, Omise Go, and also XRP. And those coins there, they did some monster numbers for me. And I got to ride a lot of these markets to something astronomically high in the 2017 bull market. And then 2018, XRP rallied like crazy in 2018 January. So I rode that as well, got some really big shorts in. And ever since then, it's changed my life. And I really hope to see a lot of you change your lives as well. And you got to remember that the work that you put in is going to be directly proportional to your success. The more that you study, the better you're going to do in this crypto market because you got to look at the guy on your left, look at the guy on your right, and you got to realize that these people are just as hungry as you, if not hungrier. And the people that excel highly in trading are the people that are like just in generally speaking in life are the people that struggle the most, people that come from backgrounds where they need to survive, they need to make it, and there's no exception for failure at all. They are going to fail many times, but they're going to get back up and eventually just keep driving forward. And some of the qualities that make up the best traders in the world that I know personally are the people that have lost a lot and they've learned from each mistake. The people that are not giving up right away when they get liquidated once or twice or three times. And it's the people that really learn from these mistakes. They're going to document what is going on, how they made this mistake, what they're doing successfully, how they can optimize and fine tune a lot of these strategies of theirs. So if you have the ability to document your trades, then you have the ability to also analyze what you did wrong. You're going to have the ability to be successful in crypto. So this month, I'm not really up that much. I'm only up $8,500 day trade. Sorry, I'm just checking to make sure that I'm actually recording here. I'm up $8,500 day trading this September so far. Last month finished off at $52,000. July finished off at $49,000. My biggest month this year so far was $140,000. Actually, sorry, I stand corrected. Was $90,000 in January. which I wasn't really ready for it, to be honest. And then January, February, and March and April, I did a combined about 140K. So this year, I admit that I'm not up that much. It could be a lot better, but the market conditions are not quite there yet, right? So what we should all be trying to do during this type of market is not blow our capital. You have to be very careful and selective of the trades that you're going to take because you have to preserve this capital and protect it until we get to the next bull market. Because ultimately, in 1 week of working in a bull market, it's going to equal to like working 3 months in this type of market right now. And you don't want to be investing this much energy and effort into trading a market that's very difficult to trade. So it's better for you to profit heavily and immensely in the bull market instead. And that's exactly why, guys, I've got this sale going on. You guys need to check it out on my Twitter. Okay, I'm going to show you it right now. So there's a sale going on Twitter. There's a 50% off sale, and I'm probably not going to have another sale until Black Friday, okay? I'm only doing this because it's my birthday today. So check it out on Twitter, and in the link below, there's a 50% off sale. And after 9 years of trading and millions of dollars made in profit from investing and from day trading, I've now made a course called the Ultimate Bull Market Strategy Guide that is going to help you prepare for this next bull market. It has condensed everything that I know and have learned into a simple 21-hour course. You're also going to get not only the course, you're going to get access to my lifetime Discord membership as well, where you will be in a community of people who want to highly succeed. Imagine being around people that don't want to succeed, that are not motivated, that are not inspired to do anything with their life. They're probably gonna rub off on you, and you're not gonna accomplish much if you keep hanging around with the average of the 5 people that you'll become. But if you hang around with a group of winners and like-minded people, they will rub off their habits off of you, and you will want to survive and succeed even more. So you're gonna work extremely hard if you're around a group of people that are gonna motivate you and push you up. So you're gonna get access to the course that's 21 hours, the Ultimate Bull Market Strategy Guide. You're gonna get access to a lifetime Discord membership as well, and you're gonna get the PDF for my companion book as well. So you're gonna get all of this for 50% off right now. So if you guys are looking for the best strategy guide out there, you got to ask yourself, what's stopping you? You're going to be in this bull market anyways till whenever the bull market ends, right? You're here in crypto already. So why are you not learning, right? You got to invest in yourself, and nobody has ever regretted buying this Ultimate Bull Market Strategy Guide package of mine. Everyone has always said it was such a good investment because you're going to get so much value for it. So definitely take a look at it, guys. Let's jump into this right now and take a look at what the market is doing, okay? So the first thing that you should always be doing is taking a look when you first log on. I'm going to give you guys the step-by-step rundown of what you need to do when you first get on the computer, okay? So the first thing you need to do is take a look. By the way, if you guys don't know, if you're using Chrome, okay, you guys got to get this thing. It's called Open with Pop-up, okay? Open as pop-up. Let me just show you. See this button right there? The extension is called Open as Pop-up. So when you click on it, it gets rid of everything here, and it just makes it like a pop-up. So this way, you get to maximize the full screen when you're doing technical analysis, especially, right? So this way, you don't have to always go full screen. So now that we got the best view here, the first thing that you should always be doing, in my opinion, is taking a look at the big picture for what Bitcoin is currently doing right now. And on the very big picture, what we see is that around these regions right here, where this white line is, that is a major resistance zone and as a support zone in the past before. So you can see that it spans all the way back from like, let me just draw this better, from January of 2021, and it hits it multiple times here in May, June, July, and almost leading up to August. And then this whole period is for a month as well. And then it hits it here once in April this year. And then it gets congested for literally one whole month up there. And if you read the price action, it was really obvious that we were going to reject, in my opinion. So these candles, they tell a story. They always do. And what you're seeing, For example, this one here, okay, this is a bullishly engulfing red candle near a major resistance. When you see a candle like that, you can expect the next few weeks to be very bearish. After you see a gigantic bullish candle that's moving 20%, and you see a doji candle, it can imply that it's getting extremely tight, especially if you're getting like a bear spinning top here right after that. And this one here shows the shooting star, which is basically an upside down small doji, showing that the bears rejected the bulls going to the upside. So after these 4 weeks were forming, it was very obvious that we were going to drop to the downside. And I don't think anybody was expecting a rally up there. So I would say that the major resistance right now is around $31,000. Okay, right up to the peak of this one if we averaged it out. Right around 31K, because it's been forming ever since over here. So you got to really think about it realistically and rationally. Is it likely for us to just pop to the upside and break it the first time we're getting back there again, which was here in April? No. Second time? No, probably not. So usually I would say that quarter 1, 2, and also 3 are going to have battles of the bulls and the bears, and we're going to go back and forth. The year after the bear market, it has traditionally been this way. So we can see that we rejected, dropped to the downside. Not only that, we had a gigantic trending support here that was holding for literally 8 months. When you see 3 points like this, you can say that it was a long trending support. 1 point down there, 2 points here, 3 points there. People thought we were going to hold. I thought we were going to hold as well until you started seeing this massively bearish price action. So this was holding for about 8 months and it finally broke to the downside. Now you might be wondering, why the heck did we hold here at this specific level? Well, we held there because of these regions. If you take a look at it very closely, you can see that we made a high here in August last year, a high here this year in February, a low here this year in June. So it was only natural for us to get to those regions and bounce there, as you can see where we're at right now. So this candle right here, this big green one, is because of the grayscale Bitcoin ETF news. So Bitcoin grayscale was approved, the ETF, so we got a sudden surge there, but unfortunately, it just didn't get to where people thought it would get up to. But right here, as you can see, somewhat of a resistance, you can say, okay, depending on the time frame that you look at this at, but I wouldn't really call this much of a resistance in any way, like making a slope like that. Some people were drawing it. I'm like, nah, you're probably giving a little bit too much credit there. So we get over here near the $25,200 range. And if you think about this, if you ignored the grayscale news, it pumped up, it held as a resistance there, and then it dropped right back down to the price. You can safely say that despite that grayscale news, we've been at this level for pretty much 21 days now, which is 3 weeks. So because of that, you can expect something to eventually happen. For example, sometimes Bitcoin will stay in a range such as here. This was incredibly tiring to wait for this. This was 23 days, 24 days until it finally just popped up about 8%. But that popping up right there, it ended up causing the market to rally for a long time. And here, around the 15K range, right, it stayed in that kind of range. The average price was probably around here. This was in November, December. It stayed near that average there of around 16, 17K for a long time as well, for literally 2 months. So sometimes Bitcoin is going to do nothing and it's just going to stay there for a long time. And then eventually we're going to get an explosive movement to the upside. Maybe you can call this as a resistance right now. So if this is a trending resistance, perhaps if we hold at the $25,200 range, we're going to end up spiking back up to like 27, 27.5 ranges really quickly. And if you take a look at it, it looks like it could possibly form a descending triangle. Now, are we going to break to the downside and see some lower lows? Or are we going to break to the upside once this possible pattern? I always like to anticipate patterns that could happen, because if you do look at it here, this is a possible triangle that it's forming right now. So this is the pattern. So in terms of RSI, MACD, okay, the RSI on the higher time frames are more low than they are high. So for example, on the daily, they're more on the low side, as in below 50, than they are on the high side. So the daily, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, and I believe the weekly as well. Yeah, the weekly as well, we're all below 50. And if you take a look at the MACD on the daily and the 2 day, they're all in the negative range, as in below the zero line. So this is more so on the low side right now than we are on the high side, of course. So this implies that the bears are somewhat in control since we're more so at a support level right now, but we don't know if the bulls are actually going to hold. We don't know if it's going to drop further or not. The best thing that I can recommend for people to do if you're a day trader is don't try to predict as much. Try to react more than predict, because when you react and the data comes in, then you'll know what to do. When the market moves, that's where I go into these trades of mine. I don't care about a sideways market, because in a sideways market, you can't find opportunity. You can go into a trade, you can lock up and tie up your capital, but you're just going to be in it for a long time without having any possibility of knowing if it's moving or not. So I'd rather let a coin move first of all, and then I'm going to jump into it once there's volatility. So Bitcoin right now is in kind of no trading zone, no man's land, and it's going to be this way for a while until probably till the end of this year, in my opinion. So Q3, leading up to the Bitcoin halving in April of next year. Sorry, I meant Q4, leading up into the Bitcoin halving in 2024. That's where I expect it to be very bullish. Historically, the accumulation period for the halving is always going to be bullish. So why would you not start to accumulate Bitcoin soon, right? It makes a lot of sense because, well, the blockchain or the block reward is going to be halved. The supply is going to be limited, but the demand will constantly go up. So just basic supply and demand, because Bitcoin will become even more scarce and the block reward is halved, it only means that the price of Bitcoin will go up. This is just how basic economics works, right? So in my opinion, it's important for you to be interested in maybe accumulating. This is not financial advice, but definitely consider what I'm saying, because there is a possibility of a huge rally coming up sometime soon. So for those that are interested in my portfolio, this is what I hold right now. I'm holding 35% Bitcoin. I'm holding 15% Ethereum. And the rest over here, these are all coins that I have a total of 50% of my portfolio. So they're not in any specific order, but if I had to show you it, I have lots of Algorand, the highest amount there. I have DOT, the highest amount as well. I also have Cardano in this order, this exact order. Algorand of that 50% is making up for the majority of that 50%. Polkadot, I'm very heavy into as well. And then there's Cardano. And then I have Matic as my fourth, Solana as my fifth. And there we go. So this is my exact order of having the concentration of crypto in my portfolio. So once again, that's 35% Bitcoin, 15% Ethereum, and the rest are all of these coins. And right now, I'm holding about $2.5 million. So a fairly substantial amount. I've got another maybe $500,000 that I'm willing to add this year. And then next year, depending on how day trading goes and how liquid I am and how much cash on hand that I have, I will be adding even more as we get closer to the Bitcoin halving. And then once there's more confirmation of perhaps an alt market rally, alt season, then I'm going to add a lot more. But for now, I'm going to stay Bitcoin heavy because I believe that when the Bitcoin dominance, it goes high, it's going to rally first and foremost. And then alts will rally much later and it's going to stagger behind. So people generally put their money in Bitcoin as it rallies because of the market dominance or the Bitcoin dominance. And then generally what I plan to do is when I believe that Bitcoin has made a major peak, I will cash out some of those profits on Bitcoin and then I will move it into my alts coins that I'm carrying here. So then eventually it's going to not be 35% for Bitcoin. Bitcoin holdings will eventually drop to probably 20%, maybe 25, like 20 on the low side, 25% on the high side, because I want to diversify further because I know that altcoins are going to yield me a much higher profit. And I personally like to invest in coins that are established in the top 100 coins because the CEO is reliable, the project has a good reputation already, Their Twitter is really active. The community is active. They're publishing on news on GitHub, etc. They're quite active in forums. You don't have to worry about the CEO disappearing to an island. So I like to establish in these blue chips type of cryptos because I don't want to take the time to research and learn about these like top 1,000 coins, like the lower ranked coins, lower market cap coins, because they require a tremendous amount of research and comparison and knowledge as well. So sure, you can go for these crazy coins that are like ranked 1,000, 2,000, like $10 million market cap coins and just pray and cross your fingers that it's going to blow up to the moon. But why bother doing that when you could just like save your time? It's a headache looking for these possible 1,000, 2,000x coins because you're just not going to be able to find them since these coins that are coming up and popping up and disappearing, only like 99% of them fail, right? That's what I'm getting to. Only 1% or 2% or 5% will succeed. So I just don't believe in investing our time to do all of this research looking for those crazy coins that could do 5,000x. But if you'd like to do that, you can diversify your portfolio however you like. So for example, you can allocate 5 or 10% of your portfolio into these coins, but you've got to spend a lot of research. And also understand that 5 to 10% that you invest for coins that are emerging that might do something or might not do something, there's a major risk of you just wiping out that entire 5 to 10% and you'll get absolutely nothing back, right? So that's a possibility and a risk you must understand. So right now I'm very happy with my holdings. They're like fluctuating a lot. Some days I'm very happy. For example, when Bitcoin ended up rallying that 8% here on this gigantic red candle, my entire portfolio rallied with it as well. Almost, I think, $250,000 or $300,000. And then it fell right back down the next few days. So got to always be aware of that Bitcoin will carry most of these alts when they rally. But of course, alt season is going to be a different story. So right now, as it stands, doing a quick market scan of the day, we see that only Perp and TRB have been moving today. So these coins are extremely parabolic, and it needs to be understood that they're very dangerous to trade these coins because of how parabolic it is. You got to be really aware of the two different sides. Okay, let me just kind of explain it to you. There's two sides of a coin, or of a type of coin. One side here, okay, and then another side here. Just give you an example. And another side over here, okay? This side, this side right here is just doing nothing. It's like sideways, doing nothing at all. They're the coins you probably don't want to trade because there's no volatility. It's not moving. Why would you want to trade these coins? And then there's the other coins that are basically on this side that are parabolic. The complete opposite of that coin there. So this coin here has a lot of dangers associated with it because like any parabolic coin that goes upwards, there's a chance of it just smashing back down. What goes up extremely fast and hard and in a volatile manner has a chance of V-shaped correcting to the downside as well. And you guys have all seen it. You've all seen coins that have rallied like 200-300% in a day, and then they just smash down like 70%. Happens all the time in crypto. So because of the dangers of trading these coins, I usually don't recommend trading them, especially not shorting them. I only recommend shorting it if you see a huge trend line possibility breaking down, or if you establish a very clear pattern that's a continuation to drop down. And I only recommend longing it if you can identify a clear support as well that it's bouncing off of, or if there's a clearly identified pattern or a chandelier exit indicator is bouncing on it. So there are some conditions that you can trade these volatile coins, but you also need to understand that they're much more risky. There's a chance of you losing a lot more. You have to reduce your position size as you're trading these types of coins. So the risk is really, really high, but the reward possibility is also high. Whereas on this side, well, there's not that much risk, and there's also not that much possibility to profit as well. So one side, no risk, no chance to profit. One side, too much risk, but chance for massive profit. So what you got to do is you got to find a coin kind of in the middle, okay? That's what I recommend. Something that's volatile, but not too volatile. That's the kind of coins that you want to focus on, okay? I'm just going to write it here so you guys know. But slightly volatile, okay? Not too volatile, not sideways, okay? Okay, has opportunity. Clearly identified patterns. Okay, so this one here is the better way to trade, in my opinion. If you only went for these risky trades, you would eventually be liquidated, 100%, guys. And you guys gotta honestly go pick up my Ultimate Bull Market Strategy Guide. I teach everything you need to know when it comes to what I know, and it's in a way, in a format where it's so condensed and precise with what I say that you're only gonna come out ahead. So make sure you guys sign up for this. There's only 24 hours. I've been in the game for 9 years now. I've made a lot of millions of dollars, and I want to teach you guys what I know. And in my course, not only does it teach you the strategy, but it teaches you the mindset as well of how to be a successful day trader. And it teaches you especially about risk management and the dangers of trading. So definitely pick it up, guys. Go to my Twitter or check out the link below there for a 50% off sale. It's normally $995. Right now, it's $495. So check it out, guys. So right here is what you want to focus on, okay? That's what you want to focus on. The slightly volatile, not too volatile, not sideways, has opportunity, clearly identified patterns. Those are the coins that you want to gravitate towards to balance your risk and your reward. So if you take a look at a coin such as perp right now, what does it look like to you? It looks like a coin that's like barely able to tell what patterns it's forming. It's done a massive amount right now of 143%. So I just don't see the possibility of trading it. It looks like it's going for a possible resistance up there, but we just never know if it's going to smash it or if it's actually going to resist there. So today, there's only 2 coins that are moving more than 5%. So I couldn't really give you that great of an update on the market. But if we take a look at, for example, the weekly, we can see that a lot of coins have moved a tremendous amount. We see that perp has moved 125%. We see FLM move 48%. We see TRB move 20%. So definitely some coins are moving already, and it's important to acknowledge that. So we see that not many coins are moving that high for the month yet. Nothing is coming up on my radar, but in the week here, we definitely see a lot of movement. So a coin like FLM, you really have to avoid them. I'm telling you guys, okay? This is why you have to avoid it. Because if you noticed here, this week, back in June, I'm just gonna go there to show you, okay? You you gotta take a look and understand how much risk there is. Okay, like just as an example, this right here. This is not something you want to trade when you see a coin in 2 hours. A coin goes up 125% in 1 hour actually, and then it drops back down that same hour 42%. You can't just gravitate towards the coin because your FOMO is high. The FOMO is everywhere in the world about every situation. And if you let your FOMO control you, that's not a good thing. When you look at a coin like FLM doing that, an amateur trader will be like, I got to get in on this. Otherwise, I'm going to miss out. I got to make profit. And they're not really considering the possibility of losing everything and the high risk involved to actually succeed and make profit. So instead of just thinking about how much you can make, you got to take a step back and be like, whoa, I got to think about how much I can lose. And that's more important than thinking about how much you can win. Because a key successful trait in all traders that are doing well is managing their risk, protecting your capital, preserving your capital so you can grow it. Remember that. So if you acknowledge this about FLM in the past, then you got to say to yourself, okay, well, it's done some crazy things in the past. Maybe it's going to do some crazy things again, right? So FLM definitely rallied hard. It rallied 141%. What's up with that? It did 140% last time too. And then it dropped down literally 20% in 1 hour. So because of the dangers, you got to be aware of when to stay out. So I'm going to leave it here. We talked about what Bitcoin is doing and what I expect. And to summarize, I expect a fairly decent Q4. So October, November, December, I expect it to be a fairly bullish month leading up to the 2024 Bitcoin halving. We have a major resistance around the $31,000 range. That's really important to acknowledge. We've had this resistance since January of 2021. It's bounced in May, June, July of 2021. It bounced in, I think it was January of 2022, many times as well. And then we faced it so many times that it's probably not going to break for a while. But if we break above 31,000, we can expect a bullish season. And then we talked about the dangers of parabolic rallies as well, and just generally about risk management and when to stay away from a coin. So make sure you're focusing on kind of the middle range of volatile, but not too volatile. This way you're balancing your risk and you're balancing your possible profit. So thank you very much, guys, for joining me. If you enjoyed my content, I would really appreciate it if you hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed already, subscribe, guys. So I appreciate it. And make sure you're checking out the link below for the 50% off 39th birthday Philakone sale. So I appreciate you guys very much. Thank you for all of your support that you've given me always. And I always look forward to having a lot of you as my students. I'll see you in the Discord group. Bye now.